Hello, my friend, and welcome back to Senior Health Over 60, the channel where we talk honestly and practically about how men over 60 can stay strong, stay sharp, and stay confident every single day. Now let me ask you something personal. Have you noticed your energy isn't what it used to be? That intimacy with your partner has started to fade, not because you've lost interest, but because your body just isn't keeping up. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And here's the thing, what you're feeling. It may not be just aging. It may be something far more fixable. In today's video, we're diving into a powerful question. Can 3 simple vitamins really help men over 60 reclaim their energy, performance, and masculine vitality? I believe they can, but only if you understand how they work and how to use them the right way. Backhand index pointing right before we begin. If this topic matters to you, take a moment right now to hit that like button, share this video with a buddy, and subscribe to Senior Health Over 60. It helps us keep going and bring you more content that actually makes a difference. All right, let's get into it. Part 1. Common misconceptions about men's health after 60. Let me be honest with you. One of the most frustrating things I hear from older men is this. Well, doc, I guess this is just what happens when you get old. That sentence breaks my heart a little every time. Now don't get me wrong, aging is real. Our bodies do change. But somewhere along the way, we've been sold a lie. We've been told that losing energy, drive, strength, and intimacy is just something we have to accept. But the truth is, most of those symptoms we blame on getting older. They're not always about aging at all. In many cases, what's actually going on is a silent nutritional deficiency. You see, as we age, our bodies naturally absorb fewer nutrients. And there are 3 specific vitamins that, when lacking, quietly chip away at your vitality, your hormones, your blood flow, and your energy reserves. Here's the kicker. Even men who eat well, exercise regularly, and take care of themselves, they can still be deficient and not know it. So if you've been asking yourself, why don't I feel like myself anymore? Don't rush to blame age. Instead, let's look at the biology. Let's look at the nutrition. And most of all, let's look at what you can actually do about it. Let's talk about the first missing piece, vitamin D Part 2. Vitamin D, the circulation spark plug. Now let's talk about what I call the spark plug of male vitality after 60, vitamin D. This one gets overlooked all the time. Most people think of vitamin D as the sunshine vitamin for bone health, right? But let me tell you, for men over 60, it plays a much bigger role. I'm talking about circulation, testosterone, energy, and yes, sexual performance. You see, your body used to produce plenty of vitamin D when you were younger, especially if you spent time outdoors. But as we age, 2 things happen. First, we naturally spend less time in the sun. Second, our skin becomes less efficient at producing D even when we do. And that matters, because vitamin D is the nutrient that helps your body produce nitric oxide, the molecule that tells your blood vessels to open up, widen, and let that oxygen-rich blood flow where it needs to go. Now let's be real, good blood flow is everything. For your brain, for your heart, and yes, for your performance in the bedroom. I'll never forget one of my patients, Paul, a sharp 67-year-old guy. He came to me one day and said, "Doc, I still want to be close to my wife, but my body just won't cooperate anymore." He wasn't broken, he wasn't lazy, he was just deficient in vitamin D. We started him on a simple plan. 20 minutes of morning sunlight, a few servings of salmon and fortified milk during the week, and a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement. And within weeks, Paul came back with a little smile on his face. "I feel like I've got a little more juice in the tank," he said. "That's not magic, that's chemistry." Now, it's important to note, not all vitamin D supplements are created equal. You want vitamin D3, not D2. D3 is the form your body can actually use. So if you're feeling foggy, tired, or like your blood just isn't pumping the way it used to, don't brush it off. Vitamin D might be the missing switch your body's been waiting for. But hold on, because even with great blood flow, you still need the fuel to move it. That's where the next vitamin comes in. Let's talk about vitamin B12. P1E3RT3, vitamin B12, the energy generator. Let's move on to the second powerhouse, vitamin B12, what I like to call the engine oil of your entire body. If vitamin D helps the blood move, B12 gives your body the energy to do something with it. Without B12, your system just sputters. No matter how much sleep you get or how balanced your meals seem, you might still feel drained. And the worst part, most men don't even know they're low. I remember Robert, a retired firefighter, 72 years old. Tough guy, sharp mind, strong heart. But when he walked into my office, he looked exhausted. "Doc," he told me, "I sleep 8 hours a night. I eat good food, but I feel like I'm running on empty." He wasn't being dramatic. He was describing classic B12 deficiency. Vitamin B12 is vital for creating red blood cells, which carry oxygen throughout your body to your muscles, your brain, and yes, your sexual organs. It's also essential for brain function and mood. When you don't have enough B12, you feel like someone turned the dimmer switch down on your life. What's tricky is that as we get older, our bodies become less able to absorb B12 from food, especially from meat, dairy, and eggs. Even if you're eating right, it may not be enough. That's why so many men over 60 feel this low-level fatigue they can't explain. Their labs look okay. Their diets seem fine, but they're running on fumes. Robert started taking methylcobalamin, the active form of B12 that your body can absorb directly. Within a few weeks, the change was dramatic. "I'm not just awake," he said. "I feel like I'm alive again." That's what the right nutrient can do. If you've been struggling with low energy, brain fog, poor focus, or just feel off, don't accept it as normal aging. There's a good chance your body is simply asking for help. And when you give it the right kind of B12 consistently, that fog can lift. That engine can start humming again. But energy alone isn't enough. You also need protection. That's where our third key vitamin comes in, vitamin E. Let's talk about it. Part 4, vitamin E, the silent defender of vitality. Now let's turn to a vitamin that doesn't get enough attention, but plays a powerful behind-the-scenes role in keeping men over 60 feeling strong, focused, and well, like themselves. I'm talking about vitamin E. Most people hear vitamin E and think of skincare or fertility. But here's what many doctors won't tell you. Vitamin E is one of the most important antioxidants for men's hormonal balance, blood vessel health, and testosterone support, especially as we age. Let me tell you about James, a 70-year-old retired pilot. He ate well, worked out regularly, took pride in staying sharp, but something was off. "Doc," he said, "my drive is down. I'm not bouncing back the way I used to. And honestly, I just don't feel like a man anymore." That hit me hard, because James was doing everything right on paper. But his labs showed low testosterone and signs of chronic inflammation. And when I asked about his diet, he was missing a key piece. Healthy sources of vitamin E. Vitamin E helps protect your cells from oxidative stress, the kind of silent inflammation that builds up over the years and wears down your energy, damages your blood vessels, and slows your hormone production. Over time, that stress can choke off blood flow and cause testosterone levels to slip, often without any obvious warning signs. And here's the truth. Erections, mood, energy, they're not just about feeling aroused. They're about blood flow and hormonal support working together. So what did James do? We built a simple plan. He added a small handful of almonds or sunflower seeds each day, a drizzle of olive oil on his lunch salad, and a natural form vitamin E supplement. Nothing extreme, just consistency. A few months later, he came back with a lightness in his step. "Doc, I feel sharper, stronger, like I've got my edge back." And that's exactly what vitamin E does. It doesn't shout, it doesn't flash, but it quietly defends the parts of your health that make you feel alive. But here's where things get exciting, because when you combine vitamin D, B12, and E the right way, something bigger happens. Let's explore that next. Part 5. The power of synergy, how these three vitamins work together. Here's where it all starts to come together. Each of these vitamins, D, B12, and E, is powerful on its own. But when you take them together in the right forms and amounts, something extraordinary can happen. It's what I call the vitality triangle, a synergy that supports blood flow, energy production, and hormonal balance in perfect harmony. Let me tell you about Walter, a 68-year-old retired high school coach who prided himself on staying active. He'd already been taking vitamin D for a few years. Later, he added B12 when he noticed his energy dipping. And finally, we added vitamin E to support his testosterone levels and protect his blood vessels. For a while, the improvements were slow, steady, but subtle. But one afternoon, Walter came into my office with a grin I hadn't seen in a long time. "Doc, I don't know what you did," he said, "but I feel like I've got a new engine in me." And that's exactly how it works. Vitamin D helps your blood vessels open up and improve circulation. Vitamin B12 ensures that oxygen is actually delivered to your cells through red blood cells. And vitamin E protects those blood vessels and hormones from oxidative stress while helping support testosterone production. It's a three-way support system, each one helping the other perform better. And for men over 60, where nutrient absorption naturally slows and recovery takes longer, that kind of teamwork inside your body makes all the difference. You start to feel clearer, stronger, more focused. Not just physically, but emotionally. It's like flipping a switch you didn't know had been dimmed. But there's a reason many men never feel this way, even when they try to supplement. And it all comes down to one common mistake, one that might be holding you back too. Let's talk about that next. Part 6. The most common mistake, why most men never feel the benefits. Now, I've got to be honest with you. This next part, it's the reason most men never see results, even when they take the right vitamins. I see it all the time. Guys walk into my office with a grocery bag full of supplements. And they'll say, "Doc, I've been taking all of these, but I still feel tired, foggy, and nothing's really improved." That was Gerald, 74 years old, sharp as a tack, and doing everything he could to stay healthy. But when we looked closely at what he was taking, the issue became clear: quality and consistency. See, not all vitamins are created equal. The cheaper, synthetic forms you find at discount stores or online might look the same on the label, but they don't act the same in your body. Gerald had been taking a form of B12 his body couldn't properly absorb. Same with his vitamin D, it was D2, which is far less effective than D3. His vitamin E, a synthetic form missing key compounds. Once we switched him to high-quality, active forms and made it part of his daily routine, the difference was night and day. I'm sleeping better, I've got more pep in the morning, and I feel like myself again. So if you're not feeling a change, don't give up. It might not be you, it might just be what you're taking, or how you're taking it. Let's now talk about how to build a daily rhythm that actually works. One that fits into your life and brings real results. Part 7. A simple, daily routine that actually works. Let's bring it all together now, into something real, something doable. Because here's what I've learned working with thousands of men over the years. They don't want fads. They don't want gimmicks. What they do want is a clear plan that works, a rhythm they can stick to. That was exactly the case with Frank, a 66-year-old former carpenter. He came to me after months of dragging through his days. Low energy, restless sleep, and a quiet sense that something inside had just faded. He didn't want to feel young again. He just wanted to feel like himself. So we didn't overhaul his whole life. We made small, consistent changes. Each morning, Frank started his day with a full glass of water and his B12 supplement, taken with a protein-rich breakfast. After breakfast, he stepped outside for a short 15-minute walk in the sunlight. And if it was a cloudy day, He took a D3 supplement with his first meal. At lunch, he tossed a few almonds or sunflower seeds onto his salad and added a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil for natural vitamin E. No crazy routines, just simple choices made daily. And within a few weeks, the change was undeniable. "Doc, I've got more energy for my grandkids, my sleep is better, and I'm showing up in my marriage again." That's what the right routine does. It doesn't just help you feel better, it reminds you who you are. Now let's wrap this up and talk about why all of this matters more than you might think. Final thoughts: it's not too late to feel strong again. If you've made it this far, I want to say something from the heart, not just as a doctor, but as a man who's spent over 3 decades sitting across from men just like you. You've worked hard, you've raised families, you've shown up for everyone else your whole life, but now maybe you're wondering, why doesn't my body feel like it used to? Is this just how it's going to be from now on? Let me tell you that question. It's not weakness, it's strength. It means you're still in the game. You still care about your life, your health, your presence. We've talked about 3 simple vitamins today: D, B12, and E. They're not miracle cures, but they are foundations, building blocks that can reignite your energy, sharpen your mind, restore your performance, and bring you back to the version of you that you remember, maybe even a stronger one. You don't need to be 30 again. You just need to feel like you again. So don't let this be just another video you watched. Let it be a step. Say yes to the walk in the morning. Say yes to that supplement. Say yes to your health and your future. Backhand index pointing right, and before you go, if this video spoke to you, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Senior Health Over 60. Your support helps us continue creating meaningful content for men who deserve to feel strong, respected, and fully alive. We're honored to be part of your journey. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.